Welcome to the Improve Daily Show with author, stand-up comic, singer, songwriter, and financial planner, Kevin Leonard Jeever.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night to wherever you're tuning in to another edition of the Improve Daily Show with yours truly, Kevin Leonard Giebert. And I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in, as today we're going to be talking about the guru himself, Alex Hormozi, who is the author of $100 million offers, $100 million leads, and a future book where it's all a mystery. And it reminded me of back in the day where you might remember Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine. But before we get to the top 12 lessons in a recent Alex Hormozi video, did you know this? Now, if you don't know who Alex Hormozi is, he's the owner, one of the owners in acquisition.com and an investor in School. And I was watching a video from him last night. It was an acquisition video on YouTube, and I'll put the link below because it's well worth your 63 minutes. But I kind of like his acquisition stuff more than the School stuff. Just the lens that you're looking through it. And so I wanted to share with you just 12 points that he makes to see if it resonates with you and what do you think about it. And so I'll just list off the 12 and look forward to your comments below. So the first one is, this one kind of hurt right away, but I did watch the rest of the 63 minutes. It's nobody knows you exist. Now, I thought that a few people knew that I existed, and as you can see on my YouTube channel, I need a few more people to know who I exist. But just nobody knows you exist, meaning that you still have to keep on working if you want to build your brand and your work online, or even if you are not online and you're just in a brick and mortar business. Number 2, shrink your competition. Now, I'm a financial planner, so financial planning is one of the professions where there is dime a dozen people. There's a lot of us. But instead of worrying about your competition, what Alex is trying to say, or my interpretation of it, is that you should just, grow so that you grow higher than your competition. And the illustration that he uses is a building that builds higher than your neighbors, and the shadow will oversee your neighbors, so no sun will get into your neighbors because of the height of your building. The third one is be clear, not clever. Now, in marketing, alliteration, all that fun stuff, he has a point there that you need to be clear, because we all know that a confused consumer is not a buying consumer. Number 4, proof over promise. Now, you can promise the world, but if you don't have any proof, meaning social proof, or people to stand for you in the sense of, hey, this is where you got them from point A to point B, or from pain to pleasure, if you want to talk about another illustration that you may have heard before. But proof over promise. Number 5, the hook. is bigger than the promise, because we know is that if your audience doesn't see your hook, they're not going to want to watch further for what you promise. And then for number 5, of course, you always want to have proof over that promise. So always a good for hook, not like the Captain Hook from the movies. Number 6, do more. If something's working, do more of it. If it is working, don't try something new. Well, maybe a variation of it, where he'll get to or Alex speaks of later on in the video. But do more of what works. Number 7, word of mouth. Now, we all know that the word of mouth positive can travel, but the word of mouth negative can travel even more. So you want to make sure that you are doing a good job for those that you work with. Number 8, this is not illegal. Steal from yourself. Now, number 6 was do more. And steal from yourself. Continue to reuse what works. Yes. Continue to reuse what works. Now, if something's working for you, some marketing idea, some financial plan that's working for someone else, you tweak it a bit, but you're still using the same foundation. And he uses a neat quote here, the 70-20-10, where basically 70% of the time you should be using a carbon copy of what is working. 20 is close to, so just adjacent, and 10 of the time, maybe 1 out of 10, you're trying something new. But he mentions that obviously a lot of people try something new 70% of the time. And it's like, that shiny object syndrome, squirrel, if you know what I mean. Number 9, emotional versus logical buyers. Now, a lot of people want more info before they buy, and some will just buy. So you have to build that know, like, and trust factor. And it's just some people, they need more time than others in pulling out that credit card to invest in you. Number 10, state the facts and tell the truth. Now, in this world of all this social proof, that all this first name stuff, Bob did this, or we did this for Bob, all these sales, social proof that just gives you numbers, that they just give you gross numbers. Basically, state the facts and tell the truth. Number 11, target the right list. Now, if you're looking just to please everybody, to offer everybody, you might not be able to do anything. So in business, you want to get down to the niche and your perfect avatar. And that's very important. But sometimes, or obviously most of the time, it will take some time to be able to do that. But you want to target the right list. And number 12, masters have more ways to win. Now, I've been doing financial planning for 25 years now. So am I a master? I'm not a golfer, but you qualified to be in the Masters, right? But at the end of the day, your expertise, you're always learning. But I would say that in this world of online, where competence is lower on the ladder than you're following, you really need to look at the competence of the person that you're working with, and not just the amount of fans or viewers that they have on social media. So again, this is my interpretation as experience as an author, as a stand-up comic, as a singer-songwriter, and I just happen to have 25 years of financial planning background. And if you want to talk further how to improve on a basis from improving your business and in your life, or improving from a improvisation or how to think on your feet? Let me know. Kevin Leonard Giebert, thank you very much for tuning in to another edition of the Improve Daily Show. See you next time. Bye.
Welcome to the Improve Daily Show with author, stand-up comic, singer, songwriter, and fine